Yes, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Garden of the Mind YouTube channel where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and increase our financial IQ just a little bit every episode. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to get credit when no one wants to give you any. If you're interested in finding out how to do that, you're in the right place. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to our village. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome as well. So let's get into it. How do you get credit if no one wants to give you credit? They say that you don't have credit, so they can't give you credit, but you can't get credit if you don't have credit. I'm going to share 3 ways to bridge this stalemate. The first way is to find someone who you trust who has good credit who will allow you to be an authorized user on their account. This method is known as the piggyback method. By becoming an authorized user on their credit card, it allows you the same privileges as them, the original card member. So you have all of the benefits, but you also have the same credit obligations. So you have to pay as agreed, just like they would. If they miss a payment, it shows up on your credit report. So you have to make sure that this person is a very responsible person. Now, there may be some people who may be willing to do this for you, but they don't want to get lost in the nuts and bolts of how much you owe each month and so on and so forth. So the best way to avoid that burden on them is to ask them to provide you with being an authorized user, but not to provide you with a card. Because if you have a card, you're going to find a good reason to spend on it and then put them back into the situation that they were talking about not wanting to be in. When you ask to be an authorized user on someone's credit account, you have to make sure that this credit card is reporting you to the credit bureaus. There are some companies that say you can be an authorized user on a card, but they don't report your information to the credit bureau. You have to make sure by calling them up and asking them and verifying that they will be reporting your credit information on that original account. One of the best ways of verifying that you will be reported to the credit bureaus is if they ask you for your social security number. If they don't ask you for your social security number, chances are they're probably not going to be reporting you to the credit bureaus. So make sure that you call them up and that you ask and verify that they will in fact be reporting you as an authorized user to the credit bureau. The second way to get credit when someone is not willing to take the gamble on you in terms of being an authorized user is to set up a checking or savings account with a credit union or a savings and loan bank. Usually those banks have less stringent criteria for applying for a credit card. Usually if you set up an account with them, they're more likely to extend credit to you. And if that doesn't work, you could also take out a small loan from them, let's say about $1,000, and you pay them over a 6-month period. During that 6-month period, that account will be reported to your credit and help to build your credit. After having this loan with a credit union or savings and loan bank, they may be more inclined to extending you credit as they've seen that you have a history with them. The third way to bypass the credit stalemate is by getting a secured card. A secured card is exactly a credit card secured by cash. Example, you apply for a secured credit card. They give you a credit line of, let's say, $500. However, they request that you send them $700 in which they'll hold almost as collateral for this credit card. Now, that amount will not be depleted when you charge. That money is completely separated. That's if you default on your agreement with that particular credit card. So let's say you charged $100 to the secured credit card. It will not leave you with a balance of $600. It will leave you with a balance of $400 because your original credit limit was $500. Now, you would have to pay that as agreed. Usually with any credit card, they give you a minimum monthly payment. So with that minimum monthly payment, it might be something small like $25. You pay your $25 over time. In order for you to build your credit, you have to do this for at least 6 months to a year in order to establish your good credit. So you're on your way. So you have credit now. How do you maintain that credit? The best way to maintain a solid credit history is make sure that you pay as agreed. Let me say that again. The best way to establish your credit history is to pay as agreed. The best way to make sure that you pay as agreed is to have the money taken out of your checking account at a certain interval to make sure that you're never late. It doesn't matter how strict you are with your bill payment, you're going to miss one payment at some point or another. If you automate this, you never have to worry about, did I make that credit card payment? Did I leave the stove on? If you got some good information from this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but the exact time, so you'll be the first one to know exactly what was discussed here, please click on that notification bell. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you for Fit Fridays, where we will be discussing how to make smarter choices in what it is that you eat. See you then.